Oh, all right, all right. Good afternoon, everybody. Um, yeah, I want to talk some video games a little bit, hang out with the chat, whoever comes in, So if you're hearing this, feel free to comment. This is gonna be one of them shows where I'll be able to address all comments. You know, I just want to talk about the Xbox store closing down and a little PlayStation news here and there. Uh, because I found it interesting, right? I found it interesting. In a few days, well, today, unfortunately, as you see on screen, the Xbox store is officially closed down. And yeah. So again, feel free to comment, guys. I'm going to address every comment today. So if you join the chat, let your heart be known. You can really talk about anything. You don't even have to be at the top of the video. Hey, what's up? What's up, Faded Blaze? Long time no see. Yeah, yeah. Did a show last week. Back again today. Because today is a big day for Xbox gamers, and unfortunately, not in the best way. The Xbox 360 store officially shut down. You can't purchase any games. I don't think you could even download. I don't think you can even download your games. Michael Myers 78. What's up, Unlimited? RP Xbox 360, my favorite gaming console ever. Yeah, man. Yeah. Um, and by the way, like I said, guys, feel free to jump into the comments. This is a hangout thing, so whatever you guys want to talk about as well, I'll be addressing. Uh, Yeah, but Michael Myers, and I see that you're a fan. Yeah, I like Jason Voorhees just a little bit more than the homie Michael Myers. Not gonna lie, always. Y'all remember Freddy versus Jason? That movie? Yeah, I was. Your boy was in theaters cheering for Jason when that movie came out. Yeah, I saw it in theaters. That movie was great at the time, man. Hey, Tool man, what's up? What's up? What's up? But what's your hot take, Faded Blaze? I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear it as I talk about today's news. And Tool Man again. Yeah, so chat, come in, be vocal, talk about anything y'all want. As we say goodbye to the Xbox, it really just does feel like the end of the year to the Xbox 360. Because you know, I bought a few games last minute. Fortunately, I was able to get them installed to my 360 when I did because again, feel free to correct me if you guys find a way. I can't seem to find a way to download um any games on the 360 either. So it's going to be pretty much all physical except for the few digital only games that are already installed on my 360. And hell, now I think about it, what happens if the 360 goes kaput? Can you even access those non backwards compatible digital games? We'll see. We'll see. Michael Myers versus Pinhead movie was going to happen, but it never did. Damn, that would have been great. That would have been great. I would have loved that, man. I would have loved a Pinhead versus Michael Myers movie in the same vein as Freddy versus Jason. Faded Place says, GTA is delayed because of the AI strike. If that's delayed, then the rumors of PS5 Pro is going to fail, and there will be no PS6. Oh, that is a hot take. Now that's interesting. Now, GTA is officially delayed because of that. Let me see if I can find anything on that, Faded Blaze. I see delayed to fall 2025. So some sites are saying possibly to 2026. Let me see what I can find if there's anything recent. One site says that from the 26 here, I'm not disabling that block. Says that GTA 6 won't be delayed by the SAG after strike, according to report. Uh, so we'll see, Faded man. We'll see, man. We'll see. I don't know. With GTA 6, there's so much stuff going out there. I'm just gonna wait until Rocksteady says something. I cloud streamed on PC last night. Starfield, Gears of War Ultimate Edition, and Forza Horizon 5. They ran just as good as on console. Yo, that's what's up to 'em, man. Um, yeah, yeah. So I recently got a new PC, and I've been testing out the PC gaming aspects. Uh, yeah, as I'm learning about stuff like graphic cards and GPUs and CPUs, this one has the 40 RTX 4060 Ti, something like that, right? Yeah, the games run pretty good from what I downloaded. It was pretty cool to play Starfield at like ultra settings and all that stuff. But I'll say this: it's still not going to get me away from the Xbox. My primary way of gaming is still chilling on the couch, controller in hand, playing my games for hours on end. Excuse me. But yeah, it's nice to hear that cloud streaming is getting smoother. If it's running just as good as on console, that's impressive, man. Because I've used I don't really use cloud a lot, but when I do, if I use it, it's like if I'm out the house and I still have, you know what I want to buy? I want to buy one of them things, those controllers you connect to your phone or tablet, so I could play, so I could try it out more thoroughly. Because I don't bring a controller with me out the house. But if I had one of those, I probably would try it more. But that's really cool to hear, man. Yeah, yeah. Back to the topic, yeah. So the Xbox 360 store officially closed. If you turn on your 360, let me see. If I can, let me see something. Let's- Yeah. Okay. This is how the 360 store looks now, man. That's it. Home social settings. And under my games, it's uh as you see, the only thing I got right now are whatever digital only um 360 games I decide to install. Like this Batman game looks like it'll be pretty good. Yeah, but I just want to give you guys a little preview of how it's looking now, man. The 360, it really does feel. I mean, the 360 almost looked naked without it. Hey, what's up, John Doe? He said 2005 to 2024. Yep, a great 19-year run. Great 19-year run, man. Um, I wish I was able to enjoy the 360 in real time for most of the generation, but thanks to like backwards compatibility, I was able to play a bunch of games, and I did have great memories of games like Mass Effect and all that stuff. Some great stuff. So yeah, it's just that we gotta say goodbye. We gotta say goodbye. To a lot of people, this is the best Xbox console ever. This is their favorite generation ever. This was for a lot of them, this was their first. For a lot of them, this was their the 360 was their first console ever. Even chat. I want y'all to you know join today. If you have anything to say about the 360, let me know. And John Doe said, I still remember Halo 3 launch day. It was amazing. Everyone was lined up. Yeah, man. That was one of them. I mean, 2007 has went down in history as one of the greatest years in gaming, and for good reason. And the 360 was at the forefront of it. Again, like you said, Halo 3 was massive, massive. You know, and the digital era, we don't get those standing out in line waiting for the game to release midnight launches type stuff anymore. So yeah, I know that was just phenomenal. I would get my first 360 around that time. So but I'm not gonna lie, I didn't get Halo 3 day one because I was so young then. I just didn't have the money to buy games brand new like that. So but yeah, but when I did eventually get Halo 3, yeah, that was a good one. That was a classic. Did you see that Amazon has the PSVR 2 on sale for 350? Is it a sell if nobody wants it? Yeah, I did see that though. That's pretty hilarious. Trust me, I came prepared, Tool Man. I saw it. I love the title. The PSVR 2 is $200 off in the desperate fire sale. And that's accurate, man. That's accurate. But the thing about the PSVR 2, Tool Man, is that it was never going to it was dead on arrival. Even before it was announced at its original what 550 $600 price range, Tool Man. I came on here and said, "Oh, this thing is dead on arrival." I mean, it's too much. It was a bad. You know what it was? An expensive gimmick. And the problem with if you're gonna do a gimmick, it's gotta be affordable for the average person. I never liked VR. Yeah, nobody liked VR, and I don't mean that literally. There are people who do like VR, like the homie 100, but they're few and far between. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why VR never became the next big thing. And a matter of fact, Tool Man, um, but VR, like, do y'all remember? I don't know if y'all remember, but there's a time when gaming was trying to do the 3D stuff. Because I think it was one of the Batman games. I remember the one of the Batman games had a big selling point on the box art I remember seeing was something you could play this in 3D and 3D TVs, and that died. That didn't even make it to the eighth generation. It was so short lived. So the thing, if you're gonna do a gimmick, especially hardware based gimmick, it's got to be cheap. You can't put out. I mean, let's be real, Tool Man. 350 for the PSVR 2 is still too expensive. Nah, man, you ain't derailed nothing, man. This is a hangout. I'm chatting with y'all today, so talk about whatever you want. Michael Myers 78. That Alien Rage game was so bad, but I enjoyed it. Yeah, that some games are like that, Michael Myers. They're not every game is gonna be a home run, but my thing is that. By the way, that game was one of those super super cheap games. I swear, it's at no more than 150, I believe, $1.50, right? So at that cheap, you play, you enjoy it for what it is, and if it turns out being great, cool. If not, hey, you still got the game for 150. I ain't bitching that much. But yeah, man, I'm glad you enjoyed Alien Rage. I need to try them out too. You know what? One negative about being a collector, the way I am, and have all the games that I do, and then working full time and got other things going on, is that I don't get a chance to jump in every game. But I will say this to Michael Myers. One of the benefits though is that when the day comes, if there's ever a day where I'm done buying games and done collecting all that stuff, I got endless games to play. Endless games to play. You know, I did. Oh yeah. Faded Blaze said, "My next step is to look into a modded 360." Yeah, same here, but same here, Faded Blaze. Same here. I'm all for I'm all for the modded consoles. A lot of them are really cool. You get a few terabytes, and you can literally have damn near every 360 game that's ever released on it. Phenomenal stuff. That's one of the things I would love to learn how to. Not only do I want to learn how to do it on my own, I'd also pay a pretty penny to get into my hands if I can't do it myself, because you know that's I mean, this is the 360 store, and if you look at most of y'all probably don't even own your 360s anymore. I'm fortunate enough to kind of have one that my dad found years ago, but the console almost looks naked without it, and this to me is kind of a warning, a possible warning of what digital only might look like. Now, with that said, with the Xbox, it seems like with the Xbox One going forward, Xbox is kind of trying to merge everything to where you know my Series X could play every Xbox One game I own, literally every single Xbox One game I own, and the next Xbox is most likely going to be the same. It's going to be able to play every Series X and Xbox One you own. So maybe with forward compatibility going forward, it won't be the issue. But the fact that when I was looking, and I might demo it again here in a minute, I couldn't find a way to I couldn't find a way to download games to the 360 right now. I couldn't. And if anyone, maybe I'm just being stupid and not paying attention, but if anyone who's turned on their 360 since the store closed and tell me where I could find a way to do so, let me know. Ramo said, "Thank you for the great news." Oh, Ramo, that's just one of the great news you'll see today. That's just one of them, man. About the PSVR 2 being on sale in the Desperate Fire sale. And watch the bitch won't even sell at 350. Because for 350, you could get a Nintendo Switch. You could get a Xbox Series S with a month of game. No, actually, you could probably buy the 3 month of Game Pass Ultimate for that price. I'm limited. If you have an extra copy of Pro Football 2K9, I will buy it off you. Unfortunately, I do not have a copy of that game. Oh, hey, by the way, Faded Blade, Pro Football 2K. That's the one that yeah, that was the one that had it had the really good football gameplay, but not the license, right? Yeah, I believe that's the one. You know, uh, it was the first, I think, the last football game 2K released since after EA purchased the rights to NFL, the exclusivity rights, which they've had a stranglehold on for damn near 20 years themselves. I mean, one of the worst deals in gaming history, man. Toolman, do you think? And by the way, for those who just joined in, feel free to join the chat. This is a hangout stream. I'm addressing all comments today because I want to hang out with you guys. All right, Toolman 55. Do you think new hardware is coming later this holiday season that Sarah Bond mentioned, or is it native handheld, or an actual new console, or is it something else? Um, I don't think any. I don't think any new hardware is coming later this year. I think they're going to show something new. Um, I don't. I'm trying to think here. I'm trying to think here because that's a good question. That is a damn good question, cool man. Now I do think there's a handheld coming. That the reason why I think that's coming is just that they Xbox seemed to hint at it. People the handheld market is kind of on fire right now with all the options, and a native Xbox handheld that isn't just cloud storage, that you'll be able to download your games and play it off the hardware off your handheld. I think that'll do good numbers for Xbox. You know what? I think that'll be a good type of hardware that wouldn't it wouldn't break the bank too much. They could sell what they want. It'll probably sell millions because of the Xbox name on it, right? And it could be just another way to play. And then as we're seeing with these PC handhelds, you could still have excellent your games could still run excellently on native hardware, say your PC or Xbox, and still be polished enough to run on a handheld. So I think the handheld is coming. All this stuff though, I think is going to be the 10th generation, the fifth Xbox, the 10th generation of consoles era. I don't think this era, I don't think we're in a situation, Tool Man. You remember when the PS Vita came out in 2011, right? In the middle of the PS3 era, and then it kind of leaked over to the PS4. I you know I don't I don't know if the Xbox handheld would do that. I think it'll just be like, hey, here's the next generation of Xbox. Here's the next console. Here's the next handheld, and I I wonder if they'll even do another budget console again, because the Series S, as we saw with the likes of college football, has been selling like crazy due to its price point. The Hall of Fame player, and I believe Faded Blaze is referencing All Pro Football. Not 2K9. It might. I think it's 2K8, man. I don't think there was ever 2K9. All right, John Doe, the 360 holds significance not only in gaming to me, but the underground scene. Modded firmware, hardware, JTAG, patching, and uploading games. It was fun. Yeah, yeah, definitely John Doe. Now, I didn't participate in the underground scene, but I am kind of aware of it to an extent. Very, very, very great. And it's always looked fascinating to me. It's just one of them things that I've never dug my toes in, John Doe. But I do love, I do love the idea of the modded OG Xboxes and the modded 360s and whatever other modded consoles there are out there. Especially since these gaming companies just seem to have no interest in any real gaming preservation outside of Xbox, and even then, Xbox had such limitations that we got approximately 700 games backwards compatible, right? Which is great, but it would have been cool if we were able to get more, you know. But due to licensing, distribution, legal reasons, developers and publishers who no longer exist and shut down. The modded community is really doing a phenomenal job keeping what game preservation we could have. It's why whenever they do something with Nintendo, right, and Nintendo gets all pissy and shuts something down, it rubs everybody the wrong way because everybody's looking at it. Hey, Nintendo, you're okay. Nintendo, you're not giving us what we you're not preserving these older games. You take it off stores or you resell. You do all this goofy shit with it. There are hundreds, maybe thousands of games that are just completely unavailable right now. What do you expect people to do? You know what I'm saying? What do you expect people to do? At some point, if people have the resources, they're going to find a way to distribute these games, and that's what ended up happening with the likes of emulation and modded consoles. You just checked out the Steam numbers on Redfall is doing better numbers than Concord open betas. Holy smokes! Wow, that's yeah. I mean, Concord. Here's the thing. At least Redfall had interest going in. You know, Arcane is a great studio. Um, we know what they could do. It was a cool looking Xbox exclusive at the time, and to be fair, a lot of people like me who played it do enjoy it, even if the gaming media hated it, you know, and the game didn't do so well that they had to cancel the planned DLC and stuff. But Concord, no Concord. Listen, Concord was dead on arrival. Even if the game, didn't have the stupid looking characters and all that nonsense, it was it's an Overwatch clone in 2024, 8 years after Overwatch won Game of the Year and at its peak of its popularity. Concord had no chance. It never had a chance from the moment it was shown. And there's a reason, and it's so bad. Even PlayStation fans can't pretend. You know what I'm saying? Can't pretend that they like it, like they did with Destruction All Stars. Xbox just announced Visions of Mana demo just now. Hey, excuse me, that's what's up. Yo, that game looks pretty dope too. Visions of Mana. I love the art style, man. One thing, as much as people hate modern gaming, I must say a lot of these games have such great art styles. And then when you play them on the Series X, 4K HDR, and all the bells and whistles, dog, these games be beautiful. These games be beautiful, man. And Visions of Mana, and I know that's coming day one. Visions of Mana, I believe, was at the Developers Direct show too. I don't think it's day one to Game Pass, but it is coming to it's a Japanese game coming to Xbox, which is great. Yeah, so that's great that the demo's out. I might check it out. Uh, you know, I might check it out. Yeah, it looks like it'll be pretty good. Michael Myers, say, hey, Unlimited. Do you have Dead or Alive beach volleyball game? No, no, but I am on the hunt for it. I am on the hunt for it. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, The Totonobu Itagaki era of Team Ninja when they were just putting all them games on Xbox was so fun. And Dead or Alive beats volleyball. It's the type of game that people probably bitch about now. But man, hey, it hit it hit that nerve back in 2003. Oh man, you can make an argument, man. Games need to just get over their Puritan views and add some sex appeal, man. Bring back some sex appeal because that game was fun. John Doe, yes, it's about learning how to push the limitations of systems. I learned so much from the Xbox Underground community, and yes, archiving games is important. It's our culture. That's what we love. Yeah, perfectly put, John Doe. And then, with especially after a day like today, uh, the 360 store is shut down to a point where, like I keep saying, I don't even know how I can't even find a way to download, install, digital games I already own, and I can't find a solution for it right now either. Maybe in the coming days there'll be a solution. Um, but yeah, man. So I don't know if you own digital 360 games and they're not already installed somewhere, are they gone forever? Are they gone forever? And to me, that's bullshit. If it is, absolute bullshit. And I know I'm a dinosaur in an era where I was reading last week 93% of Capcom sales are digital. A few months ago, I read that 89-90% of all video game sales I think are digital at this point. The digital revolution is here. It's already here. Retailers are selling less and less physical games. Uh, I'm very curious on seeing how this will play out long term because the Xbox One's not going to last forever. The Series X is not going to last forever. You know what I'm saying? And when those consoles hit 20 years old, you know exactly what's going to happen to them, right? Or how you going to access the past generation of games or buy the past generation of games, or if you have digital games, and a lot of us have literally thousands of digital games, right? Hundreds of thousands of them. Will you be able to access them when the Xbox One store is shut down? For example, now it's a little different. Now, like I said, this post eighth generation going forward is pretty clear that there's a lot more uniformity with the Xbox store. So I'm confident that the only thing we have to worry about going forward is are games that are going to be delisted, like how Forza games often get delisted a few years. That's why I really buy all Forza games physically because them games be delisted in a heartbeat. Not a heartbeat, but after like what 3-4 years maybe. Um, and so this a moment like today to me really does raises a lot of questions. And again, chat, feel free to this is a hangout. I'm just chatting with y'all, addressing every comment. And so far, everybody's been on fire today. But yeah, so John Doe and tying into what Paltrax here said, that's what scared me. I'd like to own my games. Um, the reason hell the underground community, the modding community, the emulation community are doing a fantastic job, absolutely fantastic job. You know what I'm saying? um at keeping a lot of these older games that we just don't have access to, they're not going to be sold ever again and so on, alive. And I'm sorry, publishers and developers, you're not going to find me on your side with this one. Because y'all listen. Xbox, they Xbox, to their credit, they do their best to try to keep it alive and try to keep these games accessible. But when I read how the backwards compatibility, how much work they had to put in to just get these games working backwards compatible, and getting the legal license, it really did turn me around on the stuff like emulation. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying I was ever anti emulation or modding, but more so, I was more open to the debate. Now I'm 100% on the emulation, retro community, modding community side, underground community, however you want to put it. Right, I'm completely on that side. I'm completely against the publishers and developers and Nintendo, all them who act like who pretend that games that are not going to be sold is going to somehow take money. It's not. Sorry, Nintendo. If you're not going to resell fucking what's the if you're not going to resell, listen, we're not going to get say WCW versus NWO Revenge ever again. So who gives a shit if that game is emulated? WCW literally doesn't even exist right now. You know what I'm saying? So whenever Nintendo gets all pissy about, and because Nintendo they're the most common ones, right? They're usually the most aggressive. Whenever there's something going on, and they're usually the ones who kind of shut things down. Or hell, even if people do a fan version of a game, and they get all mad and pretend that like, dude, you're not gonna lose sales on the next Mario because somebody made Mario Jumpman edition or some shit. It's just not. It's just not. It's just not how it works. You know what I'm saying? I can understand. And by the way, I don't think that. By the way, it's not piracy either because again, these games are literally not accessible anymore. Look at the hundreds, possibly thousands of games that you can't get anymore on the 360. Or so what? People who love them games, uh, Gotham Knights Imposters, can't buy that anymore. Can't play that if you never bought it before. It's just supposed to go to the wayside, huh? It's just supposed to act like it never existed. No, no. And I know I went a bit long, but I'm passionate about this because at the core, like all of y'all, I love gaming. I love gaming, and I love the history of games. And you know, if the movie industry could do stuff like you know how let's put it this way, I guarantee, excuse me, I guarantee it's easier to watch Gone with the Wind, a movie that came out in fucking 1939, than it is to say get some get a how about let me use how about I use this as an example, X-Men 2 Clone Wars from the Sega Genesis, a game that came out in 1995. So despite having a 40-year head start on X-Men 2 Clone Wars, I guarantee it's easier because the movie industry, to their credit, does a better job at it's hell. I think I wouldn't be surprised if it was even easier to find some of the more esoteric movies from old Hollywood, from the 70s, from the 80s, than it is to find an older video game. And it's something that gamers have been asking for change on, right? But the video game industry just refuses to double down on it. And then what's more maddening, John Doe, is when we get something like Ant String and it has Mortal Kombat. Here comes WB and pulls it off. Well, WB, when the 30th anniversary of Mortal Kombat came around, you didn't give us a Mortal Kombat trilogy re-release. You didn't give us nothing. So yes. So like John Doe, Caltrax, and Faded Blaze, yeah, I'm 100% with the emulation movement, with the preservation movement, with the modding community on this one. Because if you're not going to take care of the old stuff, the fans will. Hey, that's why they're fans. It's short for fanatics. We love this stuff. Maybe too much for y'all. You know what I'm saying? But oh well. Toolman said Concord got some of the diehard pony second guessing now. Yeah, man, that game is that game is so dead that it almost feels like a waste of time talking about it. You know what I'm saying? But I'll be right back one sec. I need to get some water. All right. Let's see. John Doe said, I love Forza. Going to pick up Forza Horizon 4 with the summer sale. Can play it on my PC and Series X. It's a good deal. Yeah. Yeah, that is a good deal. You know, that Xbox Play Anywhere games are pretty cool. It is pretty cool to just buy it once and play it on either your PC or Xbox. So you definitely pick it up. So I think that game's getting delisted soon, if I'm not mistaken. There's a rumor that Microsoft is working with MT Framework to bring Marvel vs. Capcom to the Xbox. Oh, the Marvel vs. Capcom collection, right? The one that they announced that was skipping Xbox. That's awesome, man. I hope they pull it off because there is no reason that it shouldn't be coming to Xbox. I mean, it was absolute bullshit when it was announced, and it's one of the things where me personally, I just didn't buy the excuses, and I still don't. Yeah. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the 364. Like I said, unfortunate sad day for gaming in the sense that a lot of games I don't probably lost access to. If anyone who watches this in the future knows how to download 360 games that you already own on your 360 now that the store is shut down, let me know because I don't I couldn't figure it out. Yeah, but I also want to talk about this. PlayStation Plus Extra dropped 48% of its player count in July 2024. I saw the headline, so we're going to read along and react to it. And yeah, man, yeah, John Doe, I'd love to see Capcom versus SNK collection as well, man. Someone said Playground Games are showing all other developers that they are the new top dog. Forza Horizon series and Fable. Who else is doing this? Yeah, yeah. The you know what's cool about the Fable trailer this summer? What was the moments that are clearly gameplay and how good it looks. Now I can't wait to see how everything looks when it comes together. You know, the UI and all that stuff. The games that you own can be downloaded via their servers, Xbox for now. Um, how would I do that exactly? Because I guess that's the part that I'm confused about. But yeah, yeah. Let's take a look at this because in the world where everyone is pretending to cancel their Game Pass Ultimate subscriptions, and then last week, it said that an analyst are saying, "Hey, next year it could make 5.5 billion next year." Remember, it made 3 billion a couple years ago. So I'm assuming that since then it's been on the same trajectory of 3.54 billion, right? Uh, PlayStation, their service is on a completely different, completely different trajectory. So let's see what this has to say. After the Days of Play 2024 event gave June's lineup a bunch of attractive bonus games, we expected PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium July 2024 lineup to see a drop off in player interest. However, even accounting for those bonus games, PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium player count for July 2024 was one of the lowest of the year. Mm. You know, it's funny, and I'm gonna get to I'm gonna get to the comments in a minute. Welcome, Cygnus. Thank you for joining, my friend. Um, it really, it's funny, man. I PlayStation, they really don't care about their subscription that much. It seems like, or maybe it's just that since it's always universally compared to Game Pass, that Game Pass is just To be fair, Xbox is so all in with Game Pass and Sony isn't that this was kind of bound to happen. But I don't know, 48% drop just seems so huge to me. You know what I'm saying? That just seems so that is a lot. Nearly half. That is a lot. But yeah, let me get to the comments before I get back to this, man. I've got the Series X and X can emulate games in developer mode. Yeah, yes, it's a excellent feature. When the consoles first came out, I think you could have done it both ways. I think, and then they removed it in the standard mode, and I can only do it in the developer mode. But the fact that it's used as an emulation box at all tells you. And then hold on, guys. Yeah, and then Faded Blaze. What's the Sorry, guys, just doing something real quick. Yeah, and then Faded Blaze. What's really cool is that, from my understanding, the emulation's excellent on it. It's one of the most praised aspects of it. Cygnus here says subscription service and PlayStation don't mix well like oil and water. Yeah, that's an understatement, man. Because this thing, I mean, my goodness. Um, it's weird because it really is just phenomenal to me how PlayStation has no momentum right now, just none. To the point where the only discourse they really got going on is if a PlayStation Pro is even releasing this year. John Doe, you need a 360. It's located in the downloads profile. Your games are still listed there. Oh, thank you. I was struggling to find it. Thank you, John Doe. You saved me a headache. But hey, E Rock, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm good, man. I was just hanging with the chat today, man. But
Yeah. I saw that you was talking about
oh,
the
the 360, yeah.
the Xbox 360 store, man. I just wanted to come in real quick, man. My energy isn't that high tonight, so you ain't got to worry about me.
Oh no, you good, you good.
Brogard in the show talking about world history. Um, yeah, it's really Oh, you're talking about the emulation. Yeah, I heard the Xbox Series X and S does fantastic emulation.
Yeah.
Only problem is you need somebody who knows how to work Linux and
Mm.
send rockets into space to get that shit to work. But yeah, man, it's a sad day because you know no one has all the money in the world, and it's impossible to buy every game. But
Hmm.
as we talked about in your last show, there's stuff out there that people like me missed that went under the radar
Hmm.
at the end of the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 generation, because I was so focused on the AAA games like Bulletstorm and Crisis 3. I missed out on Remember Me. I missed out on games like Venetica. I mean, I missed out on a lot of stuff. And like, I've never been a guy to keep my old consoles, which I see now as a mistake. I don't even know where I would have put my old consoles, but if you would have told me in 1997 Unlimited Production to
Hmm.
not get rid of my PlayStation 1, I love that console. It was
Yeah.
the PlayStation 1 literally is one of the greatest consoles of all time. I should have never got rid of my PS2. I should
Hmm.
have never got rid of my Dreamcast. I traded them all in. I should have never you know let go of my Xbox 360. I thought all that stuff that I had on my Xbox 360, all my digital games were going to be backwards compatible one day.
Yeah.
I just knew it, and for some of them it happened. We were lucky. We were very lucky. To that Castlevania Lords of Shadow became backwards compatible like 10 years later. We were very lucky that Scott Pilgrim versus the World, they finally made another version of it, and
Hmm.
it wasn't the version you owned, but you could buy it and have it in your collection. But
Yeah.
I mean, fucking Sega's Outrun, which was this little arcade game with you in the car with your girlfriend beating a timer, and it was just a
Hmm.
great arcade game going forever. Mortal Kombat, as you mentioned earlier in this show, Mortal Kombat Arcade Collection, which was incredible. And these weren't just ROMs that they put in a collection on limited production.
Yeah.
These were the arcade versions or better.
Yep.
Like gone forever, man. I, unless I get I'll never play Project. I own the disc. I never play Project Gotham Racing 4 again
Yeah.
because they had licensed so much music that it's impossible. Like it just this whole thing with the Xbox 360 marketplace closing down just shows us how important game preservation is.
Yes. And I don't know if you heard me, E-Rock, but like I was saying, man, I guarantee it's easier to find a movie like Gone in the Wind from 1939 than it is to find a game from 1995. You know what I'm
Hella,
saying?
hella, hella, hella easy. It's on every streaming service.
Yeah,
Then
well,
DVDs and Blu-rays
yeah,
everywhere.
yeah.
Hella
It's
easy.
constantly being re-released. You know, hell, I guarantee that it's easier to find some esoteric 70s horror movie than it is to find some of these old games from even just 10, 15 years ago.
There are some movies that are inexplicably missing. Like I don't know if you ever seen Tom Hanks' first movie called Bachelor Party. That's
Hmm.
inexplicably not on streaming. The Beatles' Yellow Submarine is inexplicably not on streaming. You got to buy
Yeah.
the DVD. So there are
Well,
some
yeah, but that's my
movies.
point. You could still buy the DVD.
Yes, yes, yes.
But the issue with what happened with the 360 store is that hundreds, possibly thousands of digital only, especially the arcade games, you can't get again if you didn't buy them.
You
You
may
know what
say
I'm saying?
thousands.
Yeah. You know, so at least with those missing movies, you could find a VHS out there, you could find a
Hmm.
DVD out there,
Hmm.
and hell, the way movies be re-releasing some stuff, you could find a 4K Blu-ray of some of them
Hmm.
somehow.
Hmm.
But you're not gonna find, say, something like Gotham City Imposters,
Oh
right?
my God. A
Yeah.
game that went under my radar. And then
Hmm.
I saw a video seeing how awesome it was. And I was like, how the fuck did I miss Gotham City Imposters?
Yeah.
It was so quirky, so offbeat, and so out there. And man, it's going forever. Like,
Gone. You know, and that's why, you know, I want to, and I know we talked about it last week, but it really hit me when I turned on my 360 and just see how, and let me show you how naked the 360 looks right now. Give me a second, because I was showing everybody earlier. I don't know if you're around when I did, but let me show you how rough it looks now. Just give me a moment, because the 360 is not as fast as the Series X, guys.
it's just I don't know, man. God,
And I'll get back to the chat in a moment.
I know it's in the probably chat is probably not a big deal to a lot of people, but damn, you can find some of these games we're talking about
Hmm.
on Amazon, but the prices on Amazon are
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah. Look, this is all that's left. Settings,
What?
social, home. That's it.
No, no blades, no nothing.
Yeah, this is it, man. This is all that's left. You can play your physical games and stuff, and whatever, in whatever digital games you got downloaded. But this is it.
Oh man, they literally they killed it.
Yeah, yeah. The end of an era, man. And that's what convinced me of doing this today. Let me get back to the chat though. And this here, Michael Myers said, "What is your favorite Xbox 360 thing? Console, minus the Gears of War 3 limited edition one." Yeah, that was. I thought the Halo 4 one was probably my favorite. I thought that was excellent. John Doe said his favorite theme is the GTA 4, the one with the girl suck on the lollipop.
Yeah,
um,
GTA 4 was awesome.
yeah. That was a. Fortunately, that one's backwards compatible, so you could
Yeah,
still
yeah.
play it. Faded Blade said the only momentum that Sony has is Tokyo Game Show, and even that's underwhelming. I'm surprised they're even going there. No. Are they even going Faded Blades? I gotta check that, man. Might gotta fact check that, because that Sony don't be going nowhere. Yeah, yeah. By the way, Sony PSVR 2 is $200 off on the Desperate Fire sale, and this is what really got me, E-Rock. Their subscription service dropped 48% of its player count in July.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah. And Cygnus here says, I'm a PlayStation guy and not subscribed to PlayStation Network for years, since the PS4. I just buy games and movies and call it a day. Yeah. And then over on the Xbox side, we're all subscribed to Game Pass, but we still buy games, you know. But with PlayStation, nah, that service is done. It
Wow,
is.
Destin Legary, IGN. Let's talk about it. Where's the
Yeah.
articles at?
Yeah.
If
Oh
that
no,
if
no,
that
no.
was if that was Game Pass is dead. It's not sustainable. All that dumb shit.
Always, man. John Doe said, "Oh, we got an OG like me on the show talking about 1997." Yeah. Yo, 1997 was a pretty good year. back then. I remember 1998 in particular being pretty phenomenal. That was the year you got the really good wrestling game. That's the year that WCW versus NWO came out. That was the Zelda game that came out. That was really popular. PlayStation had some really good games. Yeah,
Soul Blade on PlayStation in
yeah,
1987. Crazy.
yeah. A great, every generation has their great eras, man. Um, he's Faded Blaze. I still have my Madden Blue PSP. Yeah. At this point, we might as well just keep our items, man. Cause you don't know what's gonna happen in the future.
Man, oh man. Hey, let
Yeah,
me. Is that the John Doe, or has somebody else adopted the name John Doe? Because there was a John Doe. It
uh-huh.
was years ago, like a decade ago, on Big Gamers Small Talk. One of
Oh
the
yeah.
originals, in fact. I don't know if that's the same
Well,
John Doe, but if it
we
is,
could
damn.
we could always ask because I don't know. I've been talking to him all night, so and he been active in the chat. So if you're the John Doe Bot's referring to, man, let us know, homie. And the homie Coco Fiend, man, what's up, Unlimited? What's up, Coco Fiend? And yeah, the new dashboard looks naked. Yeah. It's just I just had to talk about that today. When I saw that. Fortunately, I did purchase a handful of games. But like E-Rock said, we don't have unlimited money to buy every fucking thing, except for Hebot. Hebot's got every game that's
Yeah, I
known to
know.
man. Yeah, if y'all don't know, Hebot's actually a literal historian, so that's how he has so many damn games. His house,
I
his
mean,
house, his house was designated a historical landmark.
a historical landmark by the Game Preservation Society.
Yeah.
They don't care they don't care if anybody in there get hurt. Just save the game to the console. But yo, man, it's stuff out there that came out for the Xbox 360 that people have forgotten about, like all of these different MMA games, like
Yeah.
MMA Onslaught, and there was even a Don King boxing game.
Oh, that's right.
I
Yeah.
saw it and I was like, what? Like, yo, you cannot find Fight Night Round 4 anymore. But
Yep.
we can play Fight Night Champion, I think it is. I have that backwards compatible.
Same
But I
here.
mean, stuff is just missing, man. Like, I would say thousands of games are missing.
Yeah. I 100%. It's if it's not hundreds, it's thousands at this point. Which is it kind of depresses me a little bit, man, because none of us has the time to play everything, but still, I just want to be able to have that access to it. Is all I'm saying. Just because you never know. You never know. So, sometimes you be in the mood just to try something different, and then you see something like that, and you can't play it.
What got me into building a digital collection? I was watching for years Hebot's videos, Sega Man's videos, and then your videos, and I said, you know what? These guys are on to something, man. What if you want to play Crisis, but Crisis disappears? I didn't know they were going to come out with Crisis remasters at the time. I just thought Crisis was going. What if I want to play Bayonetta? Because I sold my Bayonetta disc years ago back to GameStop.
Right.
I did not know they were going to come out with a remastered Bayonetta. But that's another thing now, man. With all these remasters, it's like there's so many factors this making game preservation so important. I'm not mad at Xbox for closing the Xbox 360 store.
It happens.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the reality of the situation. As much as I don't like it, the truth of the matter is nobody's using it. That's why Nintendo shut down stores. PlayStation, all of them have shut down stores. It's naturally going to happen as people, because this tech is 20 plus years old at this point, right? Or at least has to be pushing 20 years old. And the truth of the matter is, these companies got to, at the end of the day, they're weighing they're seeing what money going to this and that, and it was going to shut down. It's unfortunate. My thing though is just simple. Okay, if you're going to shut them down, don't be mad that there's a modding community, an emulation community, and other communities that's using their resources to preserve these games. Because clearly y'all aren't. And I used to the example a few minutes ago. 30-year anniversary of Mortal Kombat was a couple years ago. WB did nothing but a tweet. So if they're gonna remove Mortal Kombat from Antstream, then damn it, the emulators are put that shit on some emulation then.
Biggest
Yeah, go ahead.
fucking big. I'm sorry, man. Biggest missed opportunity in history. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't get why y'all couldn't have gotten together a Mortal Kombat trilogy collection for us.
Yeah.
I don't. It's just so fucking bizarre. It's just so fucking bizarre why y'all couldn't have did that for Mortal Kombat's 30th anniversary. It came and went, and
Mm-hmm.
that franchise is so special to a lot of us.
Yes.
I know that John Tobias. I don't know whether he's tied up in some legal shit. I don't see how, because a lot of the likenesses appear in Mortal Kombat 1. Hell, the arcade cabinets appear in Mortal Kombat 1 like a mini game. I just don't know what's going on. No, Warner Brothers owns what's left of Midway, so it can't be a licensing snaffer with the company that was Midway.
No.
I don't know what the fuck is going on over at Warner Brothers. They have now become the enemy of the people.
Yeah.
It's just so baffling.
Yeah.
Unlimited, like Namco.
Ever since the worst executive on the planet, David Zaslav took over, man. It's just like they can't seem to get their
Oh my god,
their anything straight over there, and it's driving me crazy.
Namco, they can't make a good game now to save their life, but a Namco collection would be a fucking easy layup. A Namco collection, and you could do two different ones. You could do a Ridge Racer collection, and you could do a Namco Fighter collection. Man,
honestly, the game's files are so small. Just do a large collection like 60 games, and that should be just like 10 gigabytes at most, because those files are so small. That's all they got to do. But none of them do it. None of them do it. And then excuse me. And then if we do get a collection. By the way, John Doe said I'm John Doe, but probably not the same one you're mentioning. So I don't think it's who you think it is.
No.
Yeah, but when they do, you get stupid situations like the Marvel versus Capcom collection that skips Xbox for no reason.
Yeah.
So it's just that almost none of them are getting it right. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I pick on Nintendo whenever somebody does Nintendo emulation, and Nintendo works, they get their lawyers and shut shit down. I'm just like, Nintendo, you're not reselling these fucking games. So you know, and spare me this. And by the way, spare me the excuse that I used to hear of about how you're going to lose money. You're not losing money on shit you're not selling. That don't make no damn sense.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That'd be like me getting mad that somebody selling lemonade. I don't have a lemonade stand, so what the fuck would I be mad at? But you know,
Capcom is smart on some things. Like they did make there is a Devil May Cry HD collection out there. The first two Devil May Cries. Konami is smart. They're a bit pricey, but Konami has every one of the Metal Gear Solids, including the first one. They're on the Xbox store. They're a bit pricey. You know, $19 for the first Metal Gear Solid, please. But I mean, you know, some of these companies are smart, man, and they realize that there's money out there to be mined, not from nostalgia, but from the fact that people want to play these games, man.
Yeah. You know, and here, my thing, you know, and this is something that I learned thanks to backwards compatibility. An old game could be a new game if you never played it before. You know. And but back to the chat here, Cygnus said, game preservation for me has to be physical, something that I can touch, put in a vault, and can access with zero internet. I kind of, here's where I disagree with that. It's because not every game is released physically, so it's just not that's not possible. It's not going to happen, Cygnus. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm a dinosaur too. I still buy my games physical, and I love collecting. But in an era where something like Capcom last week said 93% of their game sales are digital, and I believe somewhere between 89 to 90% of all video game sales are digital, Cygnus. We got to be realistic here. Since the digital era is here, emulation, man. You know, emulation is you know. And by the way, another issue with physical Cygnus is that print runs end. And that's why old games get so expensive, especially if they're in demand. And what you don't what also makes games hard, not that accessible, Cygnus, for those who aren't collectors like us, is that if you want to play a hard to find game, The average person is not going to drop 200 fucking. By the way, there's a game from the Sega Saturn called Panzer Dragoon Saga. That game's go for 4 figures. Nobody's playing 4 figures for a fucking game, Cygnus. My mentality, Cygnus, is that whatever makes it easier to be accessible. And that's why I don't want physical to go away, because physical for some of us works, digital for others work. And having both is the perfect middle ground. And Hebot, I sent you the link, by the way, Hebot.
And I'm hearing everything that Cygnus is saying, but I'm on Amazon a lot, man. It's one of my favorite places to shop, because Amazon, man, no matter what you want, whether it's candy bars or noodles, or they sell everything damn near wholesale. And I love it. All you do is pay for the goddamn shipping. But I've looked at their video game consoles and their games, man. And the reason why the Xbox 360 Marketplace, Unlimited Production, and the Xbox Store is so special is because they'll sell a game that I'm still interested in getting. They'll have a game that you're interested in that's like $19 or $10, right? But on Amazon, this shit is $57 or $80, or as you said, 4 figures. I mean, I saw a copy of this game called Pair Rapper the Rapper. That was on play. They wanted $300 for it. I'm like, dude, you are fucking high. You're out of your mind. But it is what it is. Like, what do you like? If you're a collector, you either going to call pony up the money or say fuck it. It ain't. It's no way. It's no way. But I understand what Cygnus is saying. But, man,
and I'm a physical guy, so obviously in terms of where my money goes, I'm with them. It's just my thing is that it's just not plausible in a general sense of how accessible it's going to be, only because all print runs end. You know, there's no reason to put out that. There's no reason for example, Xbox to still print an OG Xbox version of Malice. Or Blink.
Oh my God, Malice, dude! Who the fuck is holy shit?
Great game at the time, but no, you know what I'm saying? Nobody has to. I mean, the average person's just not going to drop money on that. So the only way to buy it is on the retro game market right now, and that's where benefit to emulation and digital comes in. You can kind of balance things out that way, in my opinion. That's all I'm saying. That's just
that's why it should be very important moving forward, in my opinion. And I'd say it, obviously, with all the love that I have for gaming, and because I'm a person that invests so much money in games, that every console should be able to play all of your digital library and physical purchase, as long as it's in your history and your archive, because they have access to everybody's account and what they have and what they didn't have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, that's why I've told you guys so many times, like even with the digital shit, it's the most dangerous, because it's for a lot of reasons that digital games come out. It's not just because it's convenient. A lot of times it's because that's the only way, especially now, right? Because there's like a double-edged sword, but especially now, for example, in this era, digital games come out because they're self-published, meaning the people that are developers, they publish the games themselves, right?
Yeah.
Unless it's a game from like a big known company like Capcom, for example. So these guys that self-publish, they take it out of their pocket. They're the ones funding everything. When the game doesn't sell, they can't do nothing but wait until they either can get a deal somewhere else to bring it somewhere else, like bringing it to Game Pass. That's why a lot of those games that came out to PlayStation 4 that were supposed to come to Xbox, right, didn't, like the Adrift. The guy was planning to bring it out. Fantastic game. You're in space. Kind of reminds me of the movie Gravity with Sandra Bullock. You're an astronaut in space, right? In a space satellite. Fun game, right? A lot of potential. Great graphics. Awesome, right? You're kind of unique, because we don't get a lot of astronaut games where you play as an astronaut, right? Like the way Lifeless Planet is, right? And so he said it in a sit down. He said, I was wanting to really bring it really badly out to Xbox, but the game didn't sell. I had no choice. So I had to shut it down, studio, and I couldn't bring it. That's why I say a lot of times that when these people make those decisions, that's why so many people are flocking to Game Pass, especially developers and it. Because at least with Game Pass, they get paid up front. They get paid for the games being downloaded and the purchases, right? They get a percentage of everything that happens with the game, within the game, in the lifespan that the game is in the service, which gives them a better opportunity to bring it somewhere else. And that's why you'll see a lot of games that were on Game Pass go to PlayStation and go to Nintendo. See what I'm saying? But when they come out on Nintendo first or on PlayStation because they have no help, like Game Pass, guess what happens? You guys know.
Yeah, they stay locked to those
locked, and they don't come. House of the Dead 4, the fucking arcade game, locked on PS3. You can't play it. It was only digital. Never had a physical. Wow. Never came to any other console. I still own it because I bought the digital license. But again, you can't buy it anymore because it's also been delisted, right?
Yeah,
that's the other issue. But the era of the 360 and PS3, the problem was with them is that they were self-published, meaning independent developers went to places or to developers like Ubisoft or like, Namco or whatever, and they say, okay, we're going to publish the game for you. But the problem is if the game didn't do well, they had no power. They had no option because they sold the property to those publishers. So they can't bring it out unless those publishers give them the permission for the IP to be brought back out.
Yeah, and publishers unfortunately hoard IPs like crazy. Even if they have no plans to do.
That's why you see the resurgence of a bunch of remasters like Lollipop Chainsaw, like Shadows of the Dam, right? You cannot. They're not going to bring it back out and sell it for $20 the way it originally was, because they know that all they have to do is mask it up. Even though we were getting that free with backwards compatibility on Xbox, which is a goddamn shame. That's why they had to end the program, because their licensors, they didn't want to cooperate. They wanted to get all this money, which is unrealistic because, like you guys were talking about earlier, older games are not going to appeal. And Malice is a hidden gem that no one's really going to appeal to the game because of it being so old and it being so unknown, right?
And I would buy it in a second if it was digital.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but it's also very unknown. Just like Torque. Torque is an IP that Microsoft owns with the little caveman. It's a platformer that's absolutely fantastic.
Torque?
Yeah, Torque. And it holds.
It sounds interesting, like TORK or not like Torque, like
TORQUE, I think.
No, it's TORK, just like that.
Okay.
It was published by Ubisoft, but Microsoft owns the IP.
Damn, I never even heard of that.
Yeah, and they own it till today, just like Microsoft owns Hydrophobia. They own
Hydrophobia is awesome.
They own the Hydro Thunder. And they don't do nothing with it.
I have that. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They bought all those licenses from Midway when Midway shut down.
Midway. Okay. So there's no reason why we can't have a damn Mortal Kombat collection in.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, that's never NetherRealm's problem. That's the reason. Because now
WB owns. Yeah, and WB owns NetherRealms. One second, because ultimately this is a hangout. So let me address this chat real quick, and then we'll get back to discussion. John Doe said they also did Killer Instinct dirty. Well, they refused to release a new one, but they did do a current gen update for it, which looks great.
Well, the Killer Instinct, Phil said he wanted to get another developer, but there are no fighting game developers that are not Japanese. He said it. The only one that is not Japanese is the one that did the continuation of the season for Killer Instinct, which was they're independent. All they do is a bunch of remasters of old fighting games until they did Killer Instinct, and that's oh my god, what the hell is their name? I want to see Creative Assembly. I'm not sure. The point is, the reason why Killer Instinct hasn't brought
Iron Galaxy, I think.
Well, Iron Galaxy was the one before, I believe, because they're the ones who were originally the guys who did Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah,
it used to be called.
That was awesome,
right? But remember that the guys that came in polished season 3 Those guys are the only American fighting game developer. There's not a lot of fighting game developers. And Phil said it. I have it still where I have the receipt where he talked about it in an article. I can put it up and give it to you. You can put it up. Where he talked about where they as long as they can find a developer that is a good fighting game developer, they will do it. Right now, there's only Arc System Works, which does the Guilty Gear series. They're Japanese. They're not gonna just go and because Microsoft's not gonna invest unless they're gonna own the developer. You see what I'm saying? Because it's their IP. They're not gonna be like, oh yeah, you guys do it so they can do dirty shenanigans shits like other companies done, especially the Japanese developers. To then give them some bullshit hard time after the game gets success, and then it becomes a debacle and it becomes a big headache for them. They're not gonna do that. So that's why he said if we can find a good fighting game developer, which I personally thought, even though they're new and up and coming, because the game is actually pretty solid if you ever tried it. The guys who did the new Power Ranger fighting game, that came out recently.
Yeah, Battle for the Grid, I think.
Right, they're a pretty decent fighting game. It's a pretty good, solid fighting game. All they need is more experience, and they know the IP. You can tell that they respect IPs and know how to present it on screen. So I'm pretty sure they'll give the respect to Killer Instinct. It'll just take them a little bit of growing pains, but with Microsoft's help and experience, I'm pretty sure they can get there. But that is the only one that I can think about off the top of my head that's new that can actually make another Killer Instinct for them because that's what they want. They want a developer. And then you see Capcom, they only do their stuff. And look how finicky they're acting, talking about the MT framework bullshit when we know it's bullshit. Because all of the other games that we bought on Xbox One, from the Capcom Street Fighter collection to the Beat 'em Up collection, they're all MT framework. And they're all forward compatible. They work perfectly, even online on Xbox Series consoles right now. The digital version and the physical version. I can play with E-Rock. I can play with Unlimited on any of those beat 'em ups, 4-player co-op with no issues. Plus, the PS4 version of the upcoming Marvel vs. Street Fighter is a PS4 version, which they say, it could play on PS5 because PS5 is forward compatible. So how is it any different if the architectures are doing the same exact thing on the Series X? That's why Capcom didn't want to talk about it when IGN asked them. They said, can you comment on it? And they refused to talk. It's all bullshit. They just want more money because Capcom's getting the biggest payday from Microsoft. That's why they put Path of the Goddess just recently on a brand new IP and fucking the Exo Primal not too long ago, just last year. They just want that Game Pass money. You see what I'm saying? I'm not stupid. I know what they want. They want Game Pass money. That's why they put Monster Hunter after it came out, made a boatload of buku money. That's why they put the Resident Evils. Look at Game Pass and see how many Capcom games are in there. That's what they want. They want Game Pass money. Okay? Yeah. Everybody else, they give it to them for free, which don't give them no fucking money whatsoever.
Well, hold on.
Game ain't gonna sell like that either.
Hey, hold on, Hebot. And there's a reason why, because on PlayStation Plus, 48% of their player count dropped in July, so there ain't no money. There ain't no money to be made over there.
E-Rock, let me tell you something. I feel so bad for you because this is the honest truth. All you needed was literally a 360 on hand yesterday in your hands, because they had the Mortal Kombat Trilogy Collection still available on the store.
I own it.
Right. Okay.
I just
you can still download it if you get a 360. You can still download it. But I know what you said. You wanted a newer version where it could be forward compatible. But that's NetherRealm's fault. And WB, they're the ones. And Remember Me was literally $1.50 digitally. You could have bought it, and you can't even gift 360 games. That's another problem. I would.
Unlimited tipped my hand last week. That Remember Me was like $2. I copped it, so it's out. I own it, so it's out there somewhere.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's because of what you said earlier that you didn't know. That's why I said that. But I didn't know. They put a lot of games. There was like 10 or maybe 12 games that were $1, literally.
Oh my God, that's
the Kane and Lynch Part 1 was 50 cents.
That's crazy.
Yeah. They had a bunch of other games that were kind of free too, like Resident Evil Revelations, the 360 version, which you could also play it on the new consoles. Because it's back in practice. It was free. You could download it for free. You see what I'm saying?
Heba,
bunch of shit.
I'm looking at this game Torque right now. I did not know this shit ever existed.
Oh
dude.
yeah, I have like 2 copies. It's a phenomenal game.
This is what I'm talking about. Like I didn't like a year ago. I didn't even know Remember Me existed. Like we missed
that's
all of these games because I'm not saying that I'm AAA focused because I've never been that guy.
Yeah.
But like sometimes you get, I think when Torque came out, I was busy trying to get Sid Meier's Pirates. And Remember Me came out.
Yeah,
I was all in the Bulletstorm, and you miss these gems, and that's why this topic you guys are talking about, game preservation, and the Xbox 360 store is so important.
E-Rock, Marlo Briggs, Narco Terror, Expendables, Voltron, Sour Patch, the Warriors 2D side-scrolling beat 'em up, fucking.
But there was a Warriors beat 'em up?
1 and 2.
Yeah.
1 and 2.
It's expensive physically too.
Listen,
Damn.
Zombie Apocalypse 1 and 2. No, they had another Warriors game that was 2D side scroller, but a beat 'em up.
I remember the Warriors was on PlayStation 2.
No, like Streets of Rage. On
Okay.
the Xbox store, on the Xbox Arcade store. It was called Street Brawl. Look it up. I played it on my
wow.
It was called Street Brawl. Completely delisted. You couldn't get it. These games I'm mentioning to you, like Zombie Apocalypse 1 and 2, Shoot Many Robots. All these games were fucking fantastic, and they were taken out. Completely delisted. You could never get them ever again. Never, because they were only locked.
Now Hebot, this problem ain't just universal to Xbox gamers. I don't even want to get involved with Nintendo. How they get screwed over with Nintendo consoles is
right.
ridiculous.
But the difference with them, E-Rock, though, to be fair, the difference with Nintendo and with Sony, and this is not a jab, this is just the facts. They didn't have as many games that were unique and exclusive to the Xbox store the way Xbox had to their store. They had some, but not as like Papo y Joe. It's a game with a little kid and a big creature that was on PS3. That's a game that I could say it's a shame that no one played it. There's another game that was called Rain that you would play using the shadows while it was raining in the levels in the world of the game.
Wow.
Which was almost like Contrast, a little bit like that, but with the rain gimmick. That was a PS3 exclusive indie game. A beautiful game that I would highly recommend, but you can't play.
Did you ever I know you probably own it. I know you hated PlayStation. You claim
no.
You claim
is understatement, but you know why. But I played the game. You know me.
well, you said you didn't have a PlayStation 2. I had one, and I missed this game.
I did it, but then when my son's grandmother bought it, I was able to play it. I just was refusing to play.
Well. When you get home, YouTube this game called Shadow of Rome. Oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh, I
was
knew
the
you
first.
fucking had.
I told you his house is a historical landmark.
That was the first Rise on the Rome style game. It was great. Yeah, I know exactly.
Unlimited Production Shadow of Rome looked fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I don't know how I missed it.
It was from Capcom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Game. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
And the PS2, man, they had a lot of them type of games where PlayStation didn't publish it, but since they had, I kid you not, 90% of the console market, they had a lot of games that only released then. But let me get back to the chat here. Remake Station 5 said, if you just want to play the game, emulation is the best way. Yeah, emulation, it's right now probably the best option. One of the main theses of today's stream, Remake Station, is pretty much saying, hey, look, now that the 360 store shut down, I hope you see the flaws in video game distribution, how we're not taking care of these older games, how some of them are digital only, will never be accessible again, and why. Listen, I've been leaning so much more pro to the modding and emulation side for a while now. Today just kind of solidified. If I was 90% there, I'm now 100% on that side. You know what I'm saying? Because
emulation is great, but like E-Rock pointed out, they need to find a way to make a tutorial where it can make it easy for anybody.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because it's not as easy for people like me, for example, or E-Rock that are not really as tech savvy anymore because we're older and our brains.
And I used to be a computer guy. And I can't figure this shit out.
Like me and E-Rock could tell you history until we die, right? But show us a new computer, and it's like, fuck! It's very intimidating because it's not easy for us, right? As it is for you you guys that are younger, for you, for example, is very much easier, probably because you worked on computers for a very long time. For us, I could build you a computer, I can fix the fuck out of it, but when I do the operating system and I try to look shit up and do shit, it's very like it's very annoying to me, right? So my son, luckily, was the one that looked into it and he figured it out and he did it for me, and I was lucky. He put it on all our consoles. The 360 emulator is already there. You can play pretty much any of the 360 games. The thing is that not every ROM for every game works well. You see what I'm saying? But that's something that they always fix because they keep doing new ROMs. Once you download that ROM in the SD drive on this website on your on your laptop or your computer, you just pop it on the 360 or on the Series console. Go open the app on dev mode. You open the app and it reads the game and it's right there. You just go right in and it categorizes everything for you right there. Like I have every single Saturn game now, plays perfect.
Wow.
I have every single E-Rock, no joke. My son just discovered the model, I think it was Model 3. I literally was playing, and I'm gonna do videos, you'll see them shortly, like soon on my channel, where I can play the emergency
the ambulance game.
The ambulance game. I could play the Harley Davidson. Perfect versions. Even better than the arcade because you can play them in 4K, 130 frames, or you can adjust it yourself. And it's real easy, because it has the tabs all there. Once it's installed, it's easy. It's the installing part that's kind of difficult. So I'm all in for emulation because as long as you're not telling it to nobody and it's for your own personal, experience, you're not doing nothing illegal. And it's the company's fault because you guys said it again, and we've said it many times. I've said it many times. They have a plethora of money that just throwing away. Instead of concentrating on only the new games, I guarantee you, if they offered the older shit in packages like collections more often, they will make probably more money with the older stuff, especially arcade stuff that never came out, stuff that was only in Europe when never came to America, like Evil Twin on the Dreamcast, which is a little character platformer in the horror world that he looked like Chucky. Fantastic game. Never came out. I own it because I burnt it and played it on my Dreamcast, right? And I can play it via internet. But again, if they actually put the effort and make teams to make backwards compatible for all these games and create compilations like a Roston collection. Why don't you have all the Rostons 1, 2, and 3? Sell it for $15-$20. People will buy it. E-Rock and Unlimited, add achievements to make it worth their while. Add achievements. E-Rock said it best. Mortal Kombat, do a collection with every Mortal Kombat in there and sell it for $50-$40. It will sell. Yes. It will sell. It will sell without a doubt. Because why? Because Mortal Kombat has Mortal Kombat is probably the highest selling fighting game of all time. Every time it comes out, it sells 20 million copies easily. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Warner Brothers
and
probably on some dumb shit.
Yeah.
Huh? Warner Brothers is probably on some dumb shit. They don't want to put a Mortal Kombat collection because they're afraid it'll interfere with sales of Mortal Kombat 1.
I could see David Zaslav saying that stupid shit.
They're not only are they stupid and incompetent, they don't care, Eva. The problem is the people over there don't care. They don't. They just don't care.
The people at the top aren't gamers and just kind of see it as another business model. Don't understand the culture. That's Unlimited.
Let me ask you a question. How does a company that just had the biggest selling game of last year in Hogwarts Legacy not do immediately? Listen, sequel immediately in the birth and announce that. Exactly.
Yeah, no.
That's how you know
DLC to hold us over and then say that the sequel's in development.
And that is how you know they don't know what they're doing over there, or they just don't care. The people that made the game, absolutely they care. Yes, you can tell by the picturesque and the label, but they don't run the show. That's the problem. Yeah. So why not be like, listen, you guys go to work on Hogwarts Legacy 2. Let us know how much you need for the budget. what you want to do, and let's announce it in GameStop. San Diego Comic-Con just passed.
Because you got to remember historically, I follow Warner Brothers for decades, not just their game division, but them. This is the same company who, when The Dark Knight came out, they spent an entire 2 to 3 years patting themselves on the back for The Dark Knight, making $1 billion. Meanwhile, while they were patting themselves on the back, Marvel had put out 5 fucking movies, right? Yeah, so by the time Man of Steel came out, they was already behind. They was already being judged by a totally ridiculous standard. They still being judged. It's to the point now where Warner Brothers stupidity don't even get me mad. It's just they are what they are. I don't fuck with them. But like you just mentioned a good point. The fact that y'all didn't greenlight Hogwarts Legacy 2 immediately. Is baffling. But a lot of the things
back in the day when we were growing up, E-Rock, that was the biggest problem that we had. That they would greenlight shit way too fast and not give the developers or the developer, producers, writers enough time. And then when we would get the sequel will be lackluster. But in today's era, since they give them the time, just announce it. Let people know it's coming. Because how could you not? Yeah. It was the highest selling game last year. It was the highest. That shit sold like it was million copies.
The game sold so well, it ended Call of Duty's 15-year reign of being the best selling game every year.
Exactly. That's a great point. And a great
to put
example.
Perspective.
Perspective.
Yeah, but
They said they want to push this DLC with Mrs. Freeze and have to say, and on top of that, she couldn't just be that Mr. Freeze's wife took his ring, right? No. Oh, by the way, she's bisexual. She like men and women. Why did that even matter?
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? Wow. Why does that even matter? Why couldn't you just put in the game and say Mr. Freeze's wife took over his realm when he died, and that would make more sense. But it had nothing to do with her sexuality. Why do that? This is why you fuck up your shit, because you're too busy. And I'm glad that Microsoft said, we're no longer supporting DEI. It's not helping our business, and it's not doing anything for us. I am so glad. Fucking glad.
Hey, Heba, I got a question. You know a lot of gamers. Do you know anybody in your circle of gamers who has ever bought an emulation machine from Amazon? You know Amazon sells them, right? They start at $89 and they go up as high as you want, But except for a few YouTubers who I don't trust, there's no reviews of them that are reliable. But Amazon does sell emulation machines. I've seen them. Yes. I was going to get one.
They're good, but here's the problem, Iran. They're good. But the problem with them is that they're not as, like on your Xbox, it would be a whole lot better. Because every time they update it, all you do is just get the new file, erase the old one, and you have the better version of everything. And
that's fucking crazy.
Plus, on top of that, you can't keep filling it up. Those things are limited. That's why they'll come with like 5,000 games, 40,000.
Yeah.
No, you're with the Xbox, you can fucking keep adding every time it comes out, and it's easy because it's just a simple download file onto an SD drive.
This fucking Xbox is better than that shit.
Oh yeah.
That's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it is, man. And I've been looking into that stuff too. I'm gonna pull the trigger on that. But
John, that's what I'm saying. But I empathize with E-Rock. I empathize with E-Rock because it is hard to do. It's not easy. Well, not that it's hard. It's not that it's hard. But if you don't know, it could feel like a motherfucking science project.
Yeah. And again, the average person probably isn't going to do that. But let me get back to the chat here. John Doe said, I have a local game store in my area with massive retro game, 360 and NES and all in between. It's packed. The stuff moves like hotcakes. Yeah, man. I got multiple out here in Houston as well. Because when I go retro games, it's like there have been sometimes, I'll just put aside a Saturday or a Sunday. I'll just go retro game shopping. And whenever you see me do them pickup videos, I was probably shopping around at those places. That's how I be getting them cheap ass games too, because a lot of these they be trying to get rid of this shit and don't be realizing what they got in their hands sometimes. And I'm like, cool shit. Hey, what's up?
Can you hear me real quick?
Yeah.
I wanted to tell you, in my town, right, next to Cleveland, The guy that owns Digital Press, I've known him for years. He's the one with two of his friends that opened up the video game museum over there in Texas.
Oh,
I
damn.
don't know if you've heard of it. It was him.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
opened it.
It's closer to Dallas, so it's about 4 hours away from me. Not that
Right.
far.
Right. He's the one. I know the guy. His name is Joe.
Yeah.
And even him, when I talked to him, he was like, dude, I never met anybody in my life that knows so much about so many fucking games than you.
Yeah,
But
that's
I'm
true.
with a lot of stuff that he didn't know of, that he looked and searched for to put it in the museum as well.
Yeah, because if y'all don't know, he went to school and studied video game history apparently, because this guy knows everything. Y'all think I joke? Y'all think I'm joking when I say his house is a historical landmark? All right, Sega Man's been there. All right, he could vouch with his own. And by the way, what's up, Sega Man? He could vouch with his own two eyes, man. He saw what he about to got. All right. Michael Myers said, "Hey, Unlimited." Oh, what's it? You gonna say something?
No, I was going to tell you guys, and he bought. You know that Nintendo. I think they're stuck in the past, but they're very clever. What was he talking about? Emulation. About 5 years ago, I was over a former boss's house. And he was like, "Hey, look at this, man. You ever seen this before?" And he had this shit called the Nintendo Mini. And I was playing. I was, this is fucking awesome. This is fucking awesome.
There was a big movement a few years ago. Sega did it. PlayStation did it. I think even Atari had an Atari Mini. Yeah, a lot of them did it.
I didn't know what ROMs were at that time. I didn't know they were just selling a fucking emulation machine. That's all it fucking was.
Yeah, they're pretty neat. They all come with, say, I think 30 or so games. Matter of fact, one of them, I think it was the SNES version, came with a canceled what's that fox that flies into space?
Star Fox.
Star Fox 2. That's what it was. It was Star Fox 2 that was never released. Doing stuff like that. Doing stuff like that is what they should do more, but they don't. You know what I'm saying? They got lucky that even those came out, man. But Michael Myers was asking me, what's my favorite Tomb Raider game? It's gonna be probably Rise of the Tomb Raider, which I know I played on the Xbox One, but technically it came out on the 360 as well, and that game was fantastic. Michael Myers.
For me, Shadow the Tomb Raider was fucking awesome. Like, damn. How did everybody sleep on that shit?
I didn't. I bought the game day one, played it, loved it. It was one of my favorite. If it weren't for Assassin's Creed Odyssey that came out in 2018, that probably would have been my game of the year that year. There's a lot of good YouTube channels that specifically do emulation videos for all consoles and even old PC games. I'll have to look up. Listen, man. Unfortunately, Remake Station, when I search anything, get recommended stuff, it's always the big negative YouTubers, man. It's never anybody that does anything positive or useful. The negative guys, the algorithm thinks that I want to see people just bitch about video games for some reason. And I kid you not, if I could type in Star Wars Outlaws gameplay right now, and the first video will be some negative bullshit how the game is gonna suck. So if I type in, if I could find a good YouTubers Remake Station, I'll definitely check them out. Maybe follow some of their guides, because and as John Doe mentioned, get yourself a Raspberry Pi. Yeah, so Raspberry Pi is amazing for emulation. Definitely, look, man, this has really taught me a lot.
Raspberry Pi.
Yeah. This has really taught me a lot. It really has pushed me to taking emulation and retro gaming a bit more serious. And again, guys, I'm a collector, so you guys already see my videos and see what I got going on. But yeah, the Raspberry Pi is John Doe would probably explain it better than me. I'm aware of what it is. I am. I just can't really explain
Is it a machine that you can buy? Like a
kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's almost Raspberry Pi is almost like it's already built in, right? And you can usually get it in like a thumbstick, like a thumb drive, right? You can use it on your computer. Some of them are compatible with certain consoles, and you can just play it right there. It's almost like a Fire Stick. Think of it that way. It's almost like that in a way.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can explain it to you.
Yeah,
right?
that's a pretty good way.
But the thing with the emulation, just to add to what you just said, Unlimited, we're not promoting emulation because we don't want to support games. No, as long as we can buy the
No.
game physical, and as long
Listen.
as we can buy the game, then we're gonna buy them.
Yeah,
We're
listen.
talking about all those thousands, perhaps even
Yes.
millions at this point, probably millions of games that have
Uh,
been lost, and you can't get them. You just can't.
yeah.
You can't because the developers or the publishers decided, listen, we're not going to bring them back out. We're going to leave them here, and we don't care. You see what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much the whole thesis of today's show, man. So yeah, emulation. Look, if you're not listen, these games are so old that they are not being sold. There are no remasters of them. There are no remix of them. So don't give me any pity party on using emulation or anything to play them. Just kiss my ass on that at this point. Because they are not losing money for shit they're not selling. All right.
At this point, every console should come with a built-in emulation. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
you could download the ROMs, and because it's not illegal, as long as you're not selling those games in a disc to someone else, if you're not making money, you can emulate. There's nothing illegal about it. Plus, they're not giving you no choice. Shit, I want to play Emergency Call, or I want to play the Star Wars trilogy arcade game that never came out. I want to play Jurassic Park 3 that was in the arcade that never came out. I want to play Super GT and Daytona 2 and all those great arcade games that never came out. Like, I want to play them.
Right.
And he bought. Believe me, I was that guy. It's why I stupidly got rid of all my old consoles like a dumbass and took them back to GameStop and traded them in for store credit until I got the PlayStation 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the PlayStation 3 Fat, the one that was just 20 gigabytes with fucking Spider-Man on the cover with the Spider-Man font and shit, right?
Yeah.
And it was back. It had the PlayStation 1 architecture inside of it, right? So I said, oh shit, I could play Crash Bandicoot again, and I could play fucking Soul Blade again. Dude, I bought 2 Soul Blade discs because they were cheap, and I was like, yo, this shit still fucking slaps in fucking 2008. So ever since then, I never said that shit again about who wants to play old games. I've never said it again. Now, man, I look at older games as being gems. I look at them like not as nostalgia, but damn, man, it's a piece of my past that I want back.
Yeah.
And I gave away my fucking Xbox 360. I remember what happened. My plumber came. He fixed my toilet. I didn't have any cash. I said, here, take this. Not realizing that I was giving this fucking dude if he don't have an account, he can't play my fucking digital shit anyway. But man, I just said goodbye to fucking Mortal Kombat Arcade Collection, Outrun. Like what a fucking dumbass. I know now that you have to keep these fucking consoles. So I kept my Xbox One S. That ain't going no fucking where because that thing is it's a 4K Blu-ray player. But I had to learn the hard way. Amazon now wants fucking $150 to $200 for a fucking PlayStation 1. That's what the fuck they cost in 1996. Are you fucking serious?
You can buy E-Rock. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm so sorry.
No.
You can buy a 360 that has every single game already built in it.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy it, but it's expensive. It's like $300, $200, right? Something like that. What's it called again? The one you said the 360 that you can play all the games.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's called the RGH. Yes, it's called the RGH.
Yeah,
wow.
It's really. It's also got a really neat UI on it too.
Yes,
wow.
really neat UI. Looks real contemporary, and every game is categorized beautifully. I mean, if you're willing to spend
smart,
you can do it. Listen, people are going to do it. Wait, look.
If you're going to spend money, why not go all the fuck out? Shit.
Yeah.
E-Rock, $300 is cheap if you really look at it from the grand scheme of things, because there was way more games and so many games on 360 that you would have spent thousands, not $300 stop sign.
Is it sold by Amazon? Because Amazon guarantees they shit. They're the only one I fuck with.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it's sold on Amazon. Sorry.
Where you can get those consoles back?
Actually, on
Go. No, my son said You can get them online, like in different like private sites,
Oh,
because it's made by actual engineers that are computer engineers
oh.
and gamers that do a lot of emulation.
Mhm.
But they're certified. You know, they're reliable. They're not people that will steal your money. I'll find out for you, E-Rock. If you're interested, I'll find out and send you all the information. If you want to get it, you can get it, and how you pay them, whatever. Because I know it's hard, bro. Especially when you don't even have a beginning, because you missed out on so much shit. Where do you start from? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's on screen right. Example of it is on screen right now. E-Rock.
This is only possible on an RGH console.
Yes, RGH.
Wow.
Yep, there you go. Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it on screen at the moment.
I'm looking at it right
Yeah,
now.
you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. You can see it. Yeah. That's exactly it. The RGH console.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It has every single game, and basically, it's illegal because they're selling it to you. But again, there are private people that sell it, so through private, sites. So, it is what it is. Nobody can tell you what to do. But
Sold to a company called Console Warehouse.
Yep.
So check them out when we're done. Let me address the chat and we're gonna start wrapping it up. It is super late. Braveheart said, I have 950 Xbox digital games, all legit purchases, but I'm ready to set sail on the pirate ship. I know Microsoft will pull the plug one day and all my games will be vaporized. You can still play your digital 360 games. Let me clarify that for anybody who might be confused. If you own digital games, you can still play them.
Yeah.
Now, and for the record, I don't think that there's going to be a situation because Microsoft is not going to pull a Google with the Stadia where they had to refund everything, even the stuff.
I hope not.
Yeah, but the difference in Google too is it was stop. Slow.
Yeah. People didn't have hundreds and people didn't invest in Stadia for 20 years and all this other stuff. So I'm confident that's going to be all right because especially if you also play on PC Braveheart, then all your games are digital, and so I don't think you got to worry about that. You know what I'm saying?
What I was going to say real quick. Fuck. I'm trying to remember. Fuck. What was I going to say? Oh, no. That the difference is that Stadia, none of the games you own. It was all to the cloud.
That's right.
It was all to the cloud. It was all streaming. So with Xbox, it's on a server and it's something that you own. So as long as you have your email, as long as you have your what you call it, your email and your actual password, you'll always be able to access it. You'll always be able to re-download it. It doesn't matter because you have the license. That's the good thing, right? Now, if you didn't buy it before it's gone, that's a different story. Then that's when you can't get shit. But yeah. But that's the biggest difference. You're never gonna lose your shit. And Sarabon did say that they're looking into future consoles being completely forward compatible and backwards compatible. So don't be surprised if the next console might be where it would read all your disc 360.
A universal. My prediction has been for a minute now since you said that the next Xbox is going to be a universal Xbox, basically.
Right.
Yeah. Which would be which would be for my dream console. You know
what I'm saying? They do that. Forget about it.
Yeah. Remake Stations 5 said, I'd really like if they can somehow get licensed issue games like Forza 1 through 3 working like they were more active. That's not going to happen. One, the licenses are super expensive, and two, they rather put that to the modern games that people are playing in large numbers. Remake Stations. So unfortunately, if you listen, just make sure you already own the game so you can still play it, because that's just not going to. That's the big negative and the big elephant in the room with older games too is the licensing issues. That's why we'll never get a remake, a remaster of Def Jam Fight for New York and games like that.
Right.
Yeah, unlimited.
Too many licenses.
Yeah. Remake Station. I don't know if you follow like Forza. Not Forza. Project Gotham Racing 4. The reason why you'll never play it digitally unless you own you'll only play it unless you got an Xbox 360 and a disc, because all that fucking music licensing, it was music on there by bands like Wolfmother and fucking man, it was just too.
There was real radio stations that E-Rock, remember that?
Yeah.
That's real radio stations like Hot 97.
Yeah, it was all these.
That was a real radio station.
It was all this music by the Killers and all of that shit. They're not gonna pay them dudes for all them licenses. They're not doing that shit.
And they won't agree. Those people won't agree because they'll be like, "Oh, well, how much you gonna pay us?" Because they think those games still sell, and they don't. That's the problem. People will be too greedy. They wouldn't want to be paid. They're not gonna be able to do it. No. That's why those Forzas keep on getting delisted, because once the new one comes out, they have to pay for all the licenses of the cars for the new game and have to let go of the old game. And people are like, why Microsoft keeps doing that? No, motherfucker, you gotta pay for the license.
Yeah,
they're gonna keep paying all those thousands and maybe millions of dollars to Ferrari, Porsche, and whoever else just to keep it open, and the game's not selling. No, they're not gonna do that.
Yeah, it's too. You're not gonna make your money back just keeping it like that. So that's the big issue they have with backwards compatibility as well. When I read about it, licensing would seem to be, from at least from what I said from Jay Ronald and all of them, was their biggest hurdle, because licensing is not just the IPs that we know about. It's also literally the game as well would have licensing issues too. So that's the big elephant in the room. That's why I'm hoping for a universal Xbox where any disc I own, if I want to play Transformers Wars for Cybertron, I could put that in the new Xbox type stuff. So yeah, Capcom. Faded Blaze said Capcom is where Beautiful Joe. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was a good game. Yeah, that was a very, very creative game at the time too, if I remember. Yeah, that was a good one, man. And
that game looks incredible. That's a game I missed when it was on PlayStation 2. That's unbelievable.
Yep. John Doe said 100% keep DEI out of our games. We have enough BS plastered in our face all day. Yeah. Nobody likes that. It's really run its course. On its surface, diversity, equity, and I forgot what I meant, integrity or some shit like Kurt Angle. No, but what does I mean in DEI?
Diversity, equality, and inclusion or some shit.
Inclusion. Thank you. Yeah. It's one of the things that sound good on its surface, but they did it wrong, and it rubbed people the wrong way. So yeah, people.
That's why they're bitching about motherfucking Assassin's Creed Japan, and they're barking up the wrong tree because the fucking black guy in it is a historical fucking samurai. It's the stupidest shit.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing, and see. I've been accused of something, I don't know, liking woke. It's not that I like woke shit. It's that I add context, John Doe. And a lot of times, a lot of people just don't want to admit that some people use their DEI hate to hate on. That they want to just hate on black people, like with Assassin's Creed. Because listen, you're not going to convince me it's about DEI when you swap Yasuka's face for a monkey and for George Floyd. And dressing up as blackface, no. Sorry, screaming DI. You're not. I'm not stupid. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I usually combat it. Not because I don't agree. That shit does suck and it's fucking annoying, right? But a lot of people use it to mask their more hateful views, and you're not gonna slip one on your boy Unlimited. Not you specifically, John Doe. Just for the people who are doing it.
Like they're literally hating on Star Wars Outlaws because it looks to me like they're hating on it because it's a girl. That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah. It has nothing to do with the merits of the game.
I don't know. Ubisoft is in that Microsoft EA pantheon. For some reason, they just hate for no reason. So it could be sometimes it's hard to tell with Ubisoft. They're necessary.
They're so burnt, they don't trust anything. That's
Michael Myers 78 said the Xbox 360 has some of the best horror games of all time. I can't really count for that. I didn't really play horror games like that on the console, but I'm sure there were some great ones.
He's talking about the Darkness 1 and 2 that Dia was talking about a couple nights ago.
Yeah.
Xbox 360 was just, I mean, you could see it here in your video you're showing up. That console was on some other shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was out for like, 100 fucking years?
Man. It had a great run.
About 20 years.
Yeah, and it was a long generation in general. And then like most generations, even when the Xbox One came out, it was still getting the game. So, great console.
There it is, the Warrior Speed Brawl. I just mentioned it a second ago.
Yeah. Unlimited, there's a retro store in Cinco Ranch. So Cinco Ranch is near me, man, because I live in Katy. So okay, I'll look for that. Faded. John Doe said it runs Linux, Raspberry Pi. There's a little SD slot on the board. You can load an SD card with pre-installed emulation stations, all set to go. Controllers, arcade sticks, all work for the box. Yeah. Raspberry Pi is expensive, not expensive, but impressive is what I meant. Impressive. What a repair toilet for 360. Yeah, man, E-Rock.
What happened? Oh yeah.
No, he was referencing to your story on how you. Yeah.
Yo, man, look, man, but motherfucker had to take a shit, so the 360 had to go.
you know those little mini consoles that you talked about, E-Rock? Like, you can actually still load them up with more ROMs and more memory. You could put up to 12 terabytes in those little shits.
Damn.
I mean, you could put game after game after game after game. And another reason I forgot to mention real quick, now that I remembered, and my son corrected me too, the reason why the games and the ROMs run better every time on the Xbox consoles is because it's not through the actual ROM itself. It's the software, the actual app. The app keeps getting updated and it runs better and better and better every time the games. That's why. So if the ROM was broken and not work well, the app will make it work better and work correctly.
What will probably happen, Hebot, is eventually with all these YouTubers out here and all these learned YouTubers, someone is going to do a step-by-step video of how to because my Xbox Series X is already in dev mode. It's already unlocked. I already got it registered. I already paid the $20 like a year and a half ago. So it's ready to go. I just need a step-by-step video showing me how to do this.
You gotta have the patience. You just gotta look at it and have patience.
Yeah.
I mean, yo, this shit read like fucking whoever those black chicks was that did the fucking calculations to get the rocket to the moon. That's what this shit was like. I'm like, yo, are you fucking serious? I just gave up because it was just too much. It was just too much.
Yeah. Mike John, hey, what's up, Mike? He said, I don't feel it's illegal if you already own them games before you pay for them. What does that mean, man? If you own them,
I guess he's talking about if you bought the game at some point and then you lost it and you just emulate it. It's not really that's what it means.
Yeah.
But I agree because you did buy it at one point. It's just you lost it. You know what I mean?
So, hell, and some of them are too damn expensive.
Right. And plus, if you don't have the means to buy it, because they're not letting you buy it in the store, you got to go to a third party like Amazon to buy a game for $400 that was like fucking $20. Then I don't blame you. Shit, I'm not paying for it.
Dude, some bad 360 games prices, like Bullet Witch, I bought for like $10.
Yes,
that motherfucker was going for like $100 recently. I'm like, this game is
for like $200.
That game is not that good,
and it's not a great game. No, it's just a one. Yeah.
Unlimited. You probably own this game called Wet, don't you?
Yeah. Bought it for
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
I bought it for $7.
Damn. These motherfuckers didn't miss nothing.
You know what I bought Wet? I bought Wet when Microsoft first bought Bethesda because for some reason I thought that game was backwards compatible. I bought the game, put in my Series X. It said this game is not backwards. I was like,
right.
But I got it for $7. Played it on a 360 anyway.
He bought. This nigga got Wet. I know you know about Remember Me. This nigga owns this shit called the Saboteur.
Yeah,
I saw a video about the Saboteur like last year. It's like in World War I or World War II or something.
What about the other game? The people who did the fucking what's that game that's still going right now that's popular? My son loves it. The one with the cyborgs and shit, free to play that he plays all the time. Donovan. Warframe. The people who did Warframe did that game called Dark. They did Dark Sector. Remember Dark Sector?
Yeah, I know. I remember Dark Sector.
I got that game too.
That was a dope ass game. Where you had that sphere that kept getting bigger, and you keep getting a suit.
Yeah,
that was a fucking dope ass game. That's another one that a lot of people probably don't even remember.
You told me to get Dark Sector, Dark Void, and that game by Sega with the dude wearing a robot suit before he disappeared. The people that made Bayonetta made this game.
It's Vanquish.
Vanquish
is fucking fire.
He told me 2 years ago, you better get them before they're gone, E-Rock.
Yeah,
and that's what I did.
I'm still looking for what game I'm looking for, Hebot, and I know you have it because you played it before. Golden Axe Beast Rider.
Yeah, I have See, the thing is, I have an extra copy, and I would send it to you, but I don't have the original box, and I would.
Yeah.
You'll
The
probably be anal
collector.
about that.
I was about to say that the collector me can't, dude. I can't.
I'm like that too, though. I'm like
Yo,
that too.
this is how peculiar I am about that stuff. When I I bought a OG Xbox on the secondhand market, and it came with like 15 games. It had the Blockbuster copy of the Blockbuster case of Splinter Cell. Man, I got my ass another copy because I can't look at this damn thing, man. I need the original box art. John Doe said, if you live near me, I would.
If I find one though, unlimited, I'll pick it up and send it to you.
Yes. Hey, by the way, when we close the show, I need to talk to you real quick. So we're about to wrap it up because these are the last two comments. John Doe said, if you live near me, I would JTAG at 360 for you and load it up. I was part of the underground community. Days of testing hacked firmware was fun. It was a cat and mouse with Microsoft. Yeah. He was talking about that earlier before y'all jumped in. He has a history with the underground community. And John Doe, I'm glad you joined us, man. I'd love to hear more about that from you someday. He said Forza 4 for the win. All right, guys. With that, thank you for joining us on. I call this the Unlimited Hangout because it's hanging out with you guys in the chat. My brother Hebot.
It was an impromptu. Today was a kind of a sad day in a way.
Yeah. Yo, Hebot. When I turned on the 360 and saw how weird the 360 looks without the store and all that stuff, I think all it had was home and game and settings and something like that. I gotta talk about this, man, because this is it really hit me. It hit me harder than I thought.
Spend all night trying to figure out what to buy, what I needed to get, what I didn't have, because the problem is I bought a lot of games on the actual profiles that my sons use because they adapted, right? They adapted my first original profiles because they were still young and they didn't play as hard, right? But once they adapted that, they changed it, made it their own, and did their own thing, right? So I didn't realize that on my Hebot shit. I didn't have a lot of shit. I was like, fuck! So I had to buy a lot of shit. Thank God a lot of it was cheap, cheap. And then, I did the video, I had it ready to go and had it in private and didn't realize it. And that's why I had to put it up and it was late. I was like, fuck. Yeah. But at fucking 12 o'clock, that store was shut down. You couldn't buy shit. It said, this item is no longer available in this store. I was like, God damn, that shit was gone.
Yeah, the last game I bought on 360 store was this game called Girl Fight because
Girl Fight.
I never heard of that shit really, but I was like,
I know
it's $10. Let me see if it'll still work, and it still works.
I'll tell you what though, I went to see the Wolverine Deadpool with my boy. The movie was fucking dope. Oh my God, Marvel's gonna learn all of this shit because
those were good.
They fucking pointed all the fingers at them and put them in. They bent them over and slapped their slap cheeks hard. They made fun of Marvel so bad. That shit was great. I loved every minute. It was fucking great. The movie's good though. You guys check it out. It's a good movie.
Yeah, I mean, when Robert Downey Jr. is resurrected and becomes Doctor Doom, then everybody's gonna have a different tune next year. So. Enjoy it while it lasts before you guys see the scene of 32-year-old playing a 16-year-old Spider-Man going, Mr. Stark, is that you?
But they got to pass the mantle, man. I don't know why they're doing that. They got to pass the mantle. They're old. Shit, Robert Downey's fantastic, but he's old, man. He's old.
Yeah. Well, not only that. I mean, it's just that you're going back to this well with this. It's not even like it's an evil Iron Man. It's Doctor Doom, a whole separate character, and Marvel's probably Marvel's most popular villain ever.
You could turn it red.
But that's discussed for another day. We gotta get going. It's almost 10 p.m. where I'm at. So you guys have a good night, and we're out.
Peace, guys.
Got a car behind you. All right, guys.
Hebot, you there?
I'm here.
Yeah. Hey, quick question.
What's up, Papa?
The game's gonna come out in about a month. Do you ever get a new address for that Warhammer?
No, I still live in the same place, but I have until the end of this month
Uh-huh.
to move into a place. It's just we haven't found shit yet. Well, we found a place, but then the guy was bugging with the prices, and we were gonna end up paying like $4,000 of rent. We can't afford that shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So we had to, back to the drawing board basically. No, but
Yeah.
I'm still in the same address. I'll send you everything. Just tell me when you need it. Send you the address, and then by the beginning, what's this, August, September 1st, I should have all the money, and I'll send it to you. I'll sell it to you.
All
You
right.
have Zelle, right?
Yeah, I got Zelle.
Yeah. Be quick. You should get it within like maybe a day or a second. So
Yeah.
I'll just
Yeah,
tell
you
you the whole amount. You let me know.
All
And
right.
shoot. That's all. It's not a problem.
Yeah. All right, man. I just want to check on that because I know the game's coming out
No, it's the
soon.
same. If I change an address before you get it and you haven't
Yeah.
shipped it out, I'll let you know. Unlimited, I moved. This is my new address. You know what I mean?
All right. All right. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no, I got you, boy. I got you. I didn't forget you. You did me a favor. That's my most anticipated game. That shit had me hard. I can't wait to play that shit.
Damn. I forgot.